Chilling in the garden where the green leaves grow. Catch a vibe so smooth, feel the peace overflow. From the mountains to the sea, take a token, feel free. In the Cannabis Network, that's where happiness be. Blazing trails with friends, dancing in the twilight. Smoke rings right high under the pale moonlight. Every puff a new story, feel the world align. In the Cannabis Network, let your spirit shine. Come on, join the crew where the good times flow. In the Cannabis Network, we all take it slow. Feel the rhythm of the beat, feel the love and glow. In the Cannabis Network, let your worries go. From the desert to the snow, we light up the days. Laughing in the moment, letting stress fade away. Cannabis Connect, the bonds we create. In the Cannabis Network, we elevate. Leaves of green bring scenes serene. Life becomes a colorful dream. Inhale the peace, exhale the strife. Cannabis Network, give me life. Come on, join the crew where the good times flow. In the Cannabis Network, we all take it slow. Feel the rhythm of the beat, feel the love and glow. In the Cannabis Network, let your worries go.
What's up, everybody?
We are live
We're live.
and alive.
Jessica's over there finishing her dinner. She says, "Get me off camera. Happy 7/10." Ah! She's like, "Hide me from this mother." You see, it's oil day. So
It is oil day.
I've got my oil rig.
Nice.
I got her all nice and cleaned up. I lost my marble already once today.
Years ago.
I got what the fuck did you call me? Tamagotchi.
Damn it, Toodles.
I'm a Tamagotchi. If you guys know what a Tamagotchi is, comment yes. I got, oh, you can't see it. I gotta pull my shirt up. So I got another device. This one is the Libra 3. It tells my glucose levels to the phone, and let's just say hilariousness ensues. Dave's not here. What's up, David Carlisle? Jessica's got me hooked up to her phone because we got my heart monitor hooked up to the phone, my glucose levels hooked up to the phone, my oxygen levels, like all my temperature, all kinds of stuff goes right to the phone. Like the iPhone is an amazing tool. It can tell you just everything except for what my last poop, like the color of it. Pretty soon the iPhone's going to have nanobytes in your body that's going to tell you everything's. Like, these people are crazy. Technology's insane. Like, he's got the same company that makes his pacemaker makes the loop recorder in my heart.
Yeah.
And where was I going with this? Oh, technology's fucking nuts. But anyways, so now basically she never kept one of these little pet robot deals alive in her life. So now she last night it was telling her that I needed to be I won't tell you when, but it was like 3:00 in the morning. This alarm was going off saying that I should be in a diabetic coma or some shit because my sugars were so low. But she's over there giving me an evil death stare. Oh, it's not for free, David Carlisle. I got good insurance.
Yeah.
And a Fitbit. And I had surgery and had an implant put in my chest. And then this thing on my arm, I just got at the cardiologist. They stabbed that. Well, she stabbed it into my arm after the appointment. But don't forget, today is 7/10 day, so grab your dabs if you got some.
Grab it, smoke them if you got them.
You either
Smoke 'em
grab
if you
you a
got
little
'em.
puck or grab you a big one.
Do a little dabberoo for 710.
Dabba do
I gotta
you,
get-
Baba screw you.
Man. Oh, when you get the implant, it's free.
Yeah. My pacemaker hooks up Bluetooth to a device that ports to the downloads to the hospital, but they don't charge me anything for that. It's just part of the.
And I get Fitbit Premium through my insurance. And then the app for this comes with the medication. It's like actually a medicine. The
I've
Libra 3.
I've actually got an app on my phone that reads my blood pressure from the cuff via Bluetooth. Takes my blood pressure or records the blood pressure, the temperature, my weight, and my pulse ox and my pulse. Records all of those on an app on my phone. It's amazing what they can do now. You know.
Absolutely.
Of course, I remember back in the day when we kept a little black book with all the girls' names in it. Now my little black book, every name begins with M or ends with MD.
That's right. We used to go cruising and come back home with a piece of notebook paper with numbers on it. And they weren't cell phone numbers either. They were house numbers.
Yeah.
Right.
So you had to call and hope you didn't get their dad on the phone, you know.
For that, yeah.
Definitely had my fair share of encounters with fathers that weren't happy to see me there to pick up their daughters.
Well, I had my kind of a bad reputation. My nickname in high school was Smokey. Because I smoked something the rest of them didn't, for the most part. Well, a lot of them did, but, anyway, not the good kids. So they all called me Smokey. And some of the adults knew me because there'd be places I was at smoking,
Yep.
And sometimes, in some cases, I'd be getting it from them. Who knows? But, yeah. I remember calling one girl in particular in high school, called up her house, and her dad gets on the phone. He says, "Who's calling?" And I said, "Well, it's Cole." And he goes, "Cole? Wait a minute. Smokey, is that you?"
No, it's a different code.
Different one, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Where I came up at, I mean, hell, everybody smoked. I mean, that was just if you partied, you smoked. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, aloha from Honolulu, Hawaii. We're in the Pacific.
Don't get me wrong. We had the yuppie yups that the real smart kids that they didn't party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they was more of they were kind of outcasts because they didn't party. You know what I mean? Like everybody at the school that was, everybody partied. Everybody drank a little bit. Everybody smoked a little bit. And that was about as bad as we get a hold of some mushrooms or some acid once in a while, but hell, even that wasn't regular. You know what I mean? It was just good old weed and a little bit of beer and liquor. You know what I mean? In school.
Yeah, for the most part, like a kegger was a big deal when I was going out on the logging roads, and having a kegger. That was a big deal when I was in high school. We surprisingly little weed there.
Yeah, we got a lake around here. So everybody used to always get together, and we would go to lake lots where they didn't have anybody on them.
Yeah,
you just party your ass off. What's up with that damn echo?
I'm not sure how I'm echoing.
Echo.
I can hear myself twice.
Does somebody have YouTube on with the volume as well?
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They have that. I mean, we didn't go do the field parties. We would go find lake lots that didn't have anything built there, And I mean, there used to be a guy that down here in Cornelius, which is one city down, and he would come up on his pontoon boat, and you could pay him for kegs, and he would bring the kegs
Nice.
on a boat so that if the police showed up, all he had to do was pull his, untie from the bank and drive off. You know what I mean? And he didn't have to worry about getting caught with the booze. So they did have this one guy roll up with 1 to 5 kegs, and shoo, good parties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had good times here. I grew up. I was real lucky. I've had a hell of a life. Like I said, I didn't plan on getting old. Then you have kids at 41, and you realize you got to get old because they need you.
Oh yeah. You know, my father was 50 when he had me.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
he was
thought
50 years old. He was born in 1918.
I thought I was a glutton for punishment.
You know what's funny though? My dad and I, like genuinely, we had our run-ins, but my father gave me one whooping one time when I was 10 years old and I had it coming. I was being an insolent little shit, and I had it coming. But he
Yeah.
gave me one ass whooping one time. That's all it was, just an ass whooping.
Yeah.
No beating me up or nothing like that. But he was just the type of guy that you want to be friends with. Everybody won't like my dad. Everybody who had any sense really liked my dad. He was just a gregarious type of fella. So as a child, the relationship was kind of like you didn't want to let him down,
Yep.
So like when he found out I was smoking pot, he was really down on that, and I felt really bad. Man, I felt so bad. I mean, I didn't stop, but I did feel bad. I mean,
Yeah, people. I talk with people all the time about it, and I think that's the only benefit to having them at this age that I've
Yeah.
had mine at. You're a little more patient in certain areas. Now, there's other areas where you're even less patient. Like
yeah,
I have no filter. I have my ability to deal with bullshit
yeah,
at times is very, 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 very little.
yeah,
So, depending on the mood I'm in and depending on what's going on around me,
yeah,
I mean, I can, be quick to damn say this is what the fuck needs to happen, and this is
Yeah.
exactly how it needs to happen. It needs to happen right fucking now,
yeah.
or else.
Oh yeah,
But it also, it's not like I'm an asshole about it. Like it's not like everybody's having a good time, and then all of a sudden, Dad popped in this bad mood, and it ruins it for everybody. It's not like that. It's just
yeah. I know.
when shit's kind of chaotic. If I'm around chaos, depending on the chaos,
Yeah,
I have a tendency to be able to distance myself from it. And now that I don't just distance myself, I have to distance my family from it too, if it's
Yeah.
necessary.
oh yeah,
Sometimes it's necessary for me just to walk away. It's just that's awesome. It's cool. It's like it's chaos, but it's okay. And I just need to go to the car and have me a damn smoke.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I tell people all the time, I'm heavily medicated for your fucking safety, not
Yeah.
my fucking
Come
own.
on. Right?
And this is my medicine. I ain't eating no fucking pills and shit from the doctor.
Yeah,
Smoke my damn weed, and that calms me down and keeps me cool and calm for the most part.
yeah.
And if that don't work, then you've been a complete fucking idiot, and you deserve whatever comes to you. Typical older people, you know what I mean? Like everybody I know that's older, they ain't got that bullshit. They don't deal with that bullshit no more. Tell you how it is and tell you how it's going to be, and that's just like it or leave it. It's okay.
Yeah, you always knew with my mom when things were turning south because they all started with two Norwegian words. Oofta. You ever heard of that term before? Oofta?
Yep.
I mean, it just means like, oh my, oh goodness, whatever. Right? But it always start with oofta. Oofta. Yeah. And it was just it turned from that and then pretty quick. So if you heard mom starting to say oofta, that meant disappear for a while. Back off, get out of her face.
Yep.
Leave her alone.
Give her a minute.
Yeah, or at least, yeah,
I'm a big fan of what the fucks.
yeah.
You know what
Well,
I mean? It's just
My mom was the type, she'd sneak off in the room and have one of these. She would have one of these to calm herself, calm her nerves.
that's how I do.
Neighbor, she had a bunch of kids, so
Hell, I ain't got but one, and he makes me run out of the house between him and my old lady. And I sometimes, and if she has to do the same thing, dealing with me.
oop, I got a phone call coming in. I got to take. I'm just gonna eat myself.
Mark is like, let me in. Oh no, Bubby, you can't get up there.
No Hercules.
Can you let me get back in?
Alrighty.
Evie.
Where's old
Evie's
Stephen
mom
tonight?
would say, I'm not sure what Steve's doing.
Figure he might be out
I think
cutting
it's still
grass.
working.
Maybe my mom would say, "Get over here."
Jessica said she thinks he's still working. Yep. He was running a fence line
Yeah.
earlier.
So Marcy, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I heard there was that flood was going on in New Mexico now.
Yeah.
Lady I know lost 27 members of her family from that flood out at that campground.
Oh, you go balls.
Yeah,
That's
they were
crazy.
They were
Yeah,
supposed to be having a big family reunion down there.
man.
Yeah,
You heard about that with that camp full of little kids, man.
yeah, Camp Mystic.
Yeah, like 20
Uh,
girls are gone.
there's a family from here in town. One of the sons, and I think he's close to my brother's age, but he had a daughter that was one of the kids.
Oh no, my God.
So,
What's up, Marcy? Shane Prothero.
My condolences go out to the people that are affected by those floods. I literally at our synagogue, we've been saying prayers for them and stuff. Just doing our part, whatever we can.
I'll be back.
his mom and dad were both teachers here at the school, and his dad was a coach.
Yeah.
And man, his dad was always real cool to everybody. Now his mom, not so much. Me and her did not. She was one of them. She wanted you to walk that straight and narrow. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I
yeah.
never did walk the straight and narrow, so she was not a fan of mine. But nonetheless, God, my heart goes out to that entire family over
Yeah.
that. I mean, she lost her granddaughter, and regardless of mine and her differences, 30, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
God, I wouldn't wish that on nobody.
No, heavens no.
So definitely known two people that's been pretty affected pretty badly in this flood.
Yeah.
down there.
I saw an article 20 some years earlier it had happened in the same area.
I heard about that. Well, they got flooding going on here in North Carolina right now up here in High Point. From High Point to Durham, up there near Raleigh.
Mhm.
I don't think we've had any. I don't think we've had any loss of life yet. But
I can't hear you.
I think it's just fucked up a bunch of shit.
What they did here in Washington is if you're within the 100-year flood mark, if there's been a flood that reaches your house within 100 years, or the area that you want to build a house,
Yeah.
you cannot build a house there. They won't give you the permit.
Yeah.
Plus, if you have a house that's built in a floodplain, you can't get flood insurance because you're buying a house in a
In a
floodplain.
floodplain. Yep.
So if you don't like the floods, don't buy the house.
Guy I used to rent a trailer from years ago. He lived up in Virginia and he lived in a floodplain. Well, they had this double wide trailer, or not
Yeah.
a single wide, but it was sitting on like 30-foot fucking stilts made out of center blocks.
Yeah.
And I mean, this damn trailer was sitting up in the air like 30 fucking foot in the air. You had to have a ladder to get into the son of a bitch.
Well,
And I was like, why would you even put that down here? I mean, like, it was the craziest looking thing I ever seen in my life. I wouldn't have wanted to be up in that thing even with a bad windstorm.
when I first moved to Louisiana, my house was 6 feet off the ground, and it was a whole damn house.
Yeah,
It was just
6
built 6 feet up off the ground because of the floods that would come through from time to time. I never had me get 6 feet tall, but
at the
yeah,
beach out here, houses set about 12 foot off the ground.
yeah, oh yeah,
But I ain't never seen nothing where you had to have a damn 40 foot ladder to
yeah,
get
that's
up
crazy.
to this motherfucker, and that's exactly what they have with a 40 foot ladder to get in
Yeah,
this
that
damn
would be
trailer.
nuts.
Talk about taking the high ground.
Well, I'll tell you.
Looked like a damn big deer stand is what I said. It looked like. I was like, hell,
Yeah,
that's a fancy deer stand's all that is.
yeah,
Well, on County Highway K, up from Prairie du Chien, they have a campground. Well, it's actually now a town where all of the houses are on stilts,
yeah.
and they're freaking houses on stilts. It's like, what the fuck? They're on the river,
Yeah.
but their house is up in the air.
I seen some video footage of a person in an Airbnb that was on a second floor, like a deck off the second floor,
Yeah.
and they was completely surrounded all the way around with water. Like
That's insane.
they couldn't even go downstairs anymore because the downstairs was full of water.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, that's probably like what that would be like, where you're sitting up in the air, but I mean, still you're sitting in the middle of a flood,
Wait a minute.
river that's basically running right around you.
Marcy Collins, you are not in Slidell, Louisiana. Are you kidding me? I used to live in Slidell, guys. It rains. It gets on the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain across from New Orleans. And you want to talk about rain, man. When it rains in Slidell, anywhere down southern Louisiana, when it rains, it comes down in buckets. Their ditches are like 6 feet deep and 10 feet wide. The ditches on either side of the road. It is insane. Slidell, Louisiana. Boy, I haven't talked about that place in a long time.
Marcy's lives in Roswell, New Mexico right now.
Oh, does she? Oh, okay.
She's from Rockford, Illinois.
Oh, okay. No, she's been there inside houses around stilts. It was crazy. Yeah, I had a friend that lived on the Blue River, and their house was 12 feet off the ground, and it survived every flood that ever come along until Katrina. Katrina took the house out like a bunch of like a matchstick house.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy how many houses are up on stilts around there.
You got your shit, your dad, your weed.
It's becoming painfully obvious
Juice.
that things have to be taken into account for that you've never had to worry about. Like what all happened up here with Helene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we had some bad flooding out. It was about 3 years ago. No, about 4 years ago. It was like when my son was like 1. And the same area. I mean, the roads got washed out, bridges got washed out.
Yeah.
People died in that one. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't a huge number of people, but people dying, and that's terrible.
Yeah.
Whether it's
I think
one
the
or
worst-
others.
I think the worst natural disaster that we've had in Washington history is the eruption of Mount St. Helens. We lost 57 people in that one.
When was that, Cole?
1980, May 18th, 1980.
I love that flashlight so much.
I was in a foster home at the time, and outside a little town called Sisyphus, which is very close to the mountain. As a matter of fact, when the mountain blew,
Would you like a damn hit?
it actually started with an earthquake, and the earthquake shook the mountain so that there's the largest recorded landslide in history was the north face of that mountain coming down due to the earthquake, and then that opened up the vents in the mountain and it blew up.
Huh.
So we were living in an area where we lived too close to a ridge of mountains for us to actually see Mount St. Helens because we're too close to the ridge. But we knew right where it was. It was at the end of the field and right up there. And we'd watched it spit in ash for, a couple months anyways, it had been doing its thing. And that morning, it was a Sunday morning, I was out there trying to get the I was trying to get the cows in. The cows always were in the barn ready to get milked in the morning. They want, cows want to get milked, so they're always in the barn. And that morning they weren't in the barn; they're out in the field, and they wouldn't come in the barn. So I go out there to get into the barn, and I felt the earthquake. And I saw that ash cloud. So I turned around and run back to the house in time for the television was on, and I heard that beeping, that beep sound of emergency broadcast. Only it said, "This is not a test of the emergency broadcast system. Mount St. Helens has," and right then the power goes out. Then the ash cloud comes in. What's called, they call it a pyroclastic flow, where all the big boom of it hits you.
Yep.
When it hit, it popped the windows on one side of the house. It popped all the windows out. So my foster dad went around with a staple gun and stapled all the curtains around.
Yep.
Keep the ash from coming. He's smart about that. Keep that out.
Yep.
All the power went out. Everything went out. We had a wood stove, but we had candles and flashlights and everything. And there was about 5 or 6 of us kids there, and then the foster parents. And my foster mom hits her knees and starts praying. And she's screaming, "We're dying. We're all gonna die." So we're freaking out because I looked out one of the windows that wasn't broken, and there was lightning out there, man. All these different colors, like blue and red and green and purple, all these different colors of lightning. And it turns out it was like that because there wasn't enough oxygen outside for it to produce white lightning. And we heard all of our animals out there making noise and screaming and yelling, and that was them suffocating basically out there in that ash cloud. But we were stuck there for a few days, man. It was pretty horrific. Yeah, we lost all of our animals. None of us died. None of our neighbors died or anything. But the flood, between the flood and the eruption, killed 57 people.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It flooded the Toutle River, which leads into the Cowlitz River, and it took out every bridge.
Did you
like
say
2
college?
bridges.
No.
Like Jer?
College.
Oh, college. I'm fucking good.
There's been a lot of talk here lately of how unstable damn Yellowstone is, but
Oh, yeah. Well, we have another mountain, which is here in chat, that Marcy was mentioning. Mount Rainier has had over 100 earthquakes just like yesterday. It's an active volcano, or a dormant volcano, rather, dormant.
What do you think the odds of Yellowstone going up are?
what was that?
What do you think the odds of You have to be louder.
Oh,
Oh, I got the wrong name. What do you think the odds of Yellowstone going up are?
It's not a matter of if,
Yeah.
it's a matter of when.
Yeah. We just don't know when.
I mean, maybe, I don't know.
think it's sooner rather than
Hercules.
Well, y'all better pray it don't go off. That's all I can say. Because that's bad.
Shit.
Hell, they just had one erupt. It was in another country, but one just erupted like this past week.
Yeah.
It was either this past week or week before last. That's what the old Tiki Talkie said.
Yeah. That's one thing I don't have is TikTok. There's the
I
thing
only,
that,
I only have it because I've never had any social media, Cole.
yeah.
None. I've never had Twitter, Instagram, none of that shit. The
Yeah.
only damn thing that I've
Now
ever
you're all
used.
over it.
Yeah, thanks, Rick.
I've got Facebook, and by default you get Instagram. So, but that's about it. That's about all I really have a presence in. Yeah.
If I ever needed to do anything, I'd just Google it.
Yeah.
But I've never been in a chat room or None of that shit. Like I never had Facebook, never had MySpace or any of that shit back in the day. I never went to chat rooms. I was always more of an outdoors kid.
Well, 7:10's in just what 39 minutes, something like that.
Could be.
If we can live that long, as long as you stay alive the next 39 minutes, well, it's 7:10. So hey, fire, Kyle, there. I got to tell you this about this priest and a minister and a rabbi that all go walking into they walk around in this little secluded part of a park one day, and they sit down, and the priest says, hey, since there's just the three of us out here, let's have some real talk about like our own faults, things that we wish we did better in our lives. He said, I'll start. He said, for instance, I'm a priest and I have to listen to confession all day, and sometimes I'll fall asleep while listening to confession. And I wake up when they start asking, Father, that wakes me up, and I go, okay, we'll do some whatevers, and you're good to go. And I do that quite often. It's really a fault. And the minister, he says, okay, I'll go next. He says, I got to tell you. He says, some weeks, not all the time, but some weeks when the collection plate's a little heavy, he says, if I need a new pair of shoes or a little extra gas or something, I'll help myself. And they turn to the rabbi and they say, Rabbi, what's your fault? What's your biggest, And Rabbi says, well, what can I say about me? I'm no good at keeping secrets.
Y'all done fucked up, told the wrong person.
Should let him go first.
Yeah. I've seen on the news where they're getting ready to do an investigation into Kenneth Copeland. So that's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
it's
that's a human form of Satan right there.
yeah, that's
maybe not. I could be wrong, but I mean that's a bit. I don't know a lot, but God Almighty, when I see video of that man, I was like,
yeah, he's a little scary than that guy.
He's intense.
Yeah, he is very intense, and
he's intense.
He's very rich. He's very, very rich.
Beyond rich. Him and Joel Osteen, both of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't understand why people would want to do all of that. I know some people that were former members of a certain church that's nationwide, very popular at this time. And it turns out the way the church was making their money was by the people that they could get to follow the church policy. And the church's policy was they keep all of the Jewish festivals. And they keep a lot of the Jewish laws, not all of them, of course, but some of them, such as tithing. To be a member of the church, you have to give 10% of all that you are, which means your car is worth $10,000, you owe them $1,000 on that car. If your house is worth $1 million, you owe them 10 grand or whatever, or $100,000.
Yeah.
And you had to give 10% of everything that you owned, everything that you had to the church. And then on every festival, you had to give 10% of that month's money to the church every time there was a festival.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy that people would pay that much money to be part of any religion. I just don't. Man, I've been going to the same synagogue for over a decade, and I don't even have to pay for membership. I don't know why anybody would do that.
That's like a good buddy of mine years ago. He went to church where his mom and dad had went forever, and we
Yeah.
went there as a kid, and he went, he hadn't been to church in like 20 years, and he was like, fuck, I need to go to church. I'm gonna go with mom and dad next week.
Yeah.
So he went with his folks, and I went over to see him the next night, and I'm like, how did church go? And he was like, man, he said, I bet they spent 45 minutes talking about donating and things that they were trying to do and needed money for and donations. He said literally didn't do nothing but discuss,
Sales
you know,
pitch.
yeah. He said I was fucking disgusted.
Yeah. That's
I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're talking about things that you're trying to do for the community,
Yeah.
you're trying to do good things.
An
But when you're
emergency
just
something comes up.
but when you're just trying to build the church up to get more members to take in more money, and you're not doing shit for the community or the people in the damn mass,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah. That don't make no sense. That don't make
PBS run them kind of damn charity benefits all the fucking time. I mean, you stay
Yeah.
home and watch one of those and take part in one of those.
Yeah.
You ain't even got a whole room sitting around looking at you funny, trying to make you feel like shit because you won't participate.
Yeah.
That's
We have charities right here in my own in the city in which I live that are in desperate needs of money, and so
We got ants flashing your pan in here.
when I'm ready to give charity money, brother, it goes to one of these local charities.
That's the way it really. I mean, that's the way it really. If you want to do something, that's the way it needs to be done. Because
Well, I just figured I'd rather pay in my own community than I would somewhere else. You
that's
know?
really how it needs to be. Period. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with people coming together to help out an area
Of
like where
course
these
not.
floods and these
Yeah.
storms happen. But for the most part, if everybody's community's strong, because everybody kind of takes care of people, not take care of them, but kind of help them out when things are rough.
Yeah.
Now I ain't saying. I mean, you got a lot of people that they don't want to do shit but sit around and
Yeah.
cry about shit.
Yeah.
I mean, a friend of mine, her mom was like that. She would go around and go to all the churches and just beg every month,
Oh no.
and she wouldn't do anything. I mean,
Yeah.
it was, she kind of didn't have a lot to do with her because she just didn't agree with that. I mean,
Yeah. Well, we have a fellow that lives in my building, and he's not a very good neighbor. I don't want to say bad things about people, but he's just not a good neighbor. Okay, let's leave it at that. And everybody that lives here pretty much agrees he's not pleasant to be around. Well, he recently quit paying his rent, from what I understand, because they've been putting notices on his door that he has to pay rent or move. And so a couple weeks ago, he fell in the bathroom, and they had to break the bathroom door down to get him out.
Yeah.
And so I got on the phone with the fire department or with the city of Seattle, and said, "Hey, here's an old man that needs some help." And they said, "Well, there's several organizations. Why don't you call some of the religious organizations?" So I said, "Okay, I'll call." As a matter of fact, I'm going to call he's Hispanic, and I said, "I'm going to call some of the Hispanic organizations, aid organizations in town."
Yeah.
And they all said, "Oh, go to the diocese, go to the church, and see, and go to St. Vincent de Paul." They said, because he's Catholic. They said, "Go to St. Vincent de Paul." So I called up St. Vincent de Paul. I said, "Hey, here's a guy. He needs some help. He needs some place to go to live, whatever." And he is nervous about going down trying to ask for help because he's not in the country properly. But regardless of that, he's an old guy who needs some help, right?
Yeah.
Let's do something. You can't just put him out on the street. You got to do something with him. You got to go somewhere. The organization said, "Well, we've been assisting him for 14 years. He hasn't done one thing to make his situation any better. So we're done. We've washed our hands. After 14 years, we've given up. We can no longer give any assistance to him." And then my attitude kind of changed a little bit. I was like, wait a minute, this guy's been having a free ride for 14 years, and I was running out. He's playing on people's sympathy to try to get, try to get aid after 14 years of getting aid. You know,
Well, you know, there ain't nobody you don't want to see anybody on the streets. You know, but on the same note, you know, there's just like my friend's mom. She, you know, my God, she'd done that for 30 years, 30, 40 years. She'd just go
Yeah.
around and just, you know, every month. That was basically like her job, was just to go around and hit all these charities,
Yeah.
organizations up and churches up to see what she could round up every month to get by.
Yeah.
You know, and there's nothing wrong with helping people that have fallen on hard times.
Well, no,
Provided
nothing
they're
at all, man. Everybody should help people out.
Yeah, I think everybody needs to fall on their face a couple times
I will
just
help you
for a
love it.
little slice of humble pie does people good, you know.
Yeah.
Plus, it kind of gives you an idea who you are when you're able to pick yourself up. And
Yep. He's got an Amberwood for our area. That's too
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
I seen everybody on my Snapchat delete your YouTube.
So Monday, I'm heading out fishing for 2 weeks. Well, week and a half, anyways. Yeah. I'll be gone
Damn.
week and a half, 4 days. And I'm gonna do some bass fishing, some trout fishing, and I'm gonna be cleaning a bunch of garlic. A friend of mine's got a farm full of garlic right now. Garlic's been drying out for quite a while. He's made all of his braids already, and he's got 200 garlic braids made already. And then he's got I don't know. Well, he had over 40,000 plants. So
That sounds fucking insane to me. I just want to say that first and
Yeah.
foremost.
40,000 garlic
All I
plants.
can think about.
Plus, he's got
Hooking
onions,
me up with the
all that
garlic,
good
dude.
stuff. Several types of scallions.
Yeah. All she can say is, hey, can I get some garlic, bro?
You ain't got to worry about no vampires hanging around over there, huh?
It's heart healthy.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna be helping him do
I've never
that.
seen
I mean, I'm sorry.
I've never seen a garlic plant.
Really?
Nope.
Me either.
You put them, you plant them in fall time, and then they come up. You let them go through the winter, and then they come up in the spring, and they come up at first looking like a green onion, and then they grow this little scape, this little flower. The little flower pod comes up, and you pull that scape out, and you eat
All
that.
right.
Every part of a scallion
want
is edible. Every part of a garlic, onion,
How
any
you
of
want
that,
it? Right here?
it's edible.
Jack London's sister.
But you eat that scape. It's very garlicky and
What's up, Jack Gallman?
and nice. And then
Right here.
your garlic, you just wait till summer, till the beginning of summer, and your garlic will start to fall over like your onions do. The garlic, it'll start to, you'll see its parts are starting to fall over and whatnot. And hey, you just
Yeah.
got to pull out your garlic, get off all the dirt, get as much dirt off as you can. Then you want to lay it out so that it dries out before you start peeling it. Let it dry out very, very well for several weeks, for 2-3 weeks, in a well ventilated area. Someplace you're gonna get airflow, And he's got a 4,000 square foot building that he's drying garlic out in. So
Phew.
yeah,
I'm sure that's fucking potent right there.
yeah.
Jack Gallman says, how's everyone doing? For those of you that can't see chat, like Mr. I Grow Fire, because he went to school in North Carolina and he can't read.
Fuck you, Jericho. Look, I'm on damn social media strike now. If it can't be fixed up by y'all, we're in trouble.
Man, I turned my camera off one
Well,
second. I turned it back on, and there's 2 aliens looking at me.
That's their breathing apparatuses.
Hey, we're doing dabs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, bro.
Well, I'll join you in the dab.
Right.
We're 25 minutes early, but oh yeah.
I chief on this blunt here
Somewhere.
for everybody.
Stevie says, "Good grief." So does anybody in chat fish? Jack or DB or
Now, Cole, are you going to be able to go live while you're out there, or are you going to be
You know what?
away?
my internet is going to be very, very sketchy while I'm up there. I'm going to
Yeah.
try to go live, but I don't think it'll go live on the lake because the lake is just out in the middle of nowhere.
I just don't feel like I seen your vacation request hit the desk in here.
All right.
You know.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'll still be Tuesday and Thursday. I'll still be there.
That's a damn. You got to watch this union, man.
I'll just have a different background. I'll have internet. I'll just be peeling garlic probably. No, I want to do a lot of work for my friend. I want to get a lot of it done for him as much as I can. You know.
Yeah.
Because like everything else, everything has a use by date. You got to process things in the right time, or they don't turn out right.
Yep. I'm sure he appreciates the help.
Oh yeah.
You know, when we did our every time we did our harvest with hemp, man, I'm gonna tell you what. Everybody that came out and helped us through that miserable process, man, you find out real quick who your damn real friends are there.
Yeah.
I mean, bucking buds for.
So taking that
13,
off
18
does
hour days.
absolutely nothing but just give you more oxygen and weed. Because, yeah.
Rustic Redhead. Let me put something.
What's up, Rusky Redhead? How you doing?
You put something in chat and you go to my channel. There you can find my channel. I don't have a lot of I have a video of some of my fishing photos, but unfortunately I don't have any fishing videos except I do have one video, a short, that was
He's funny.
taken of a friend of mine.
Yeah, it's supposed to be refrigerated.
It was a salmon.
It's frozen.
I like jugging.
Um,
Something about riding around on the boat, getting high and half drunk, throwing out jugs, and you go back around. By the time you get done, you just go start back where you started, throwing them out, and start riding by
I
checking
don't
them.
like it.
Well, that's kind of the deal that I get when I go out and I clean this guy's garlic for him, right? I clean his garlic, and in return, I get to go camping out on his place, basically, and or glamping is more like it. But I get use of his boat, all of his fishing equipment, whatever he has. You know, I usually bring my stuff too, but if ever I forgot something, I know he's got a double of it. You know.
Now, are we talking about like a Boston Whaler, or are we talking about a John boat with a motor on the back?
No, it's like a 12-foot boat with a motor on it, but not the fastest thing in the world, but it moves. It gets you where you need to go. But I wish it was like a Boston Whaler.
Yeah, those are nice. My first job that I had legitimately, I worked for a boat dealership when I was 16 years old. I built Sea-Doos. And we sold a shit ton of boats. We had one of them damn jet boats come in one time. It had like a looked like a I think it was like a 454 sitting on the back of it.
Yeah.
Little skinny little itty bitty jet boat. And old boy looked at me. He was like, "I gotta go test drive that boat. Guys want to trade it in." He's like, "You want to go with me?" And thank God it was on like a Tuesday morning where the lake was just smooth as glass. We had that son bitch up to 110 mile an hour.
Oh, man, that'd be scary.
It was scary as all. I mean, and I love speed. That's always been, but that was just, it's a different kind of speed when you're on the water, the way it feels.
Nice, Jack.
How was the powwow, Jack?
He said it was awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he put some videos up of it.
Very nice. I used to have an Anipi on my property that a friend of mine, he's half a Galala native from the Galala Sioux tribe. Anyways, he came out and helped me build. He and his wife did. And they did like a certain number of these alder poles, and his wife put corn and tobacco in each one of the holes where the alder went, where the alder went to the ground. And then they tied it with red pieces of cloth. They tied all the pieces of wood to a dome. And then that we just covered with blankets.
You see, Jack? He's like, "Hey, fuckers."
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That's down in North Carolina. They got a cannabis store on the property.
That's
Kyle.
Must be on the reservation.
Yes, sir. You can go get you some good weed down there.
Let me tell you something. When I go out to Eastern Washington, like I will on this fishing trip, I always stop at the reservation. I stop at this place called Nixna, and they always have the best weed at the best deals, man.
But they're a little high down here at the reservation from what I've seen. But I'm gonna tell you what, I did see some impressive stuff come out of one of their stores recently. Really impressive.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was amazing, but it was expensive. And I don't mean just normal prices back in the day expensive. It was expensive, but it was amazing.
I saw some weed go for $575 for a half ounce,
Oh my goodness.
but it was some limited fucking. It was one of those ounces, Kyle. One of those strains.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them ones you ain't never gonna probably see again.
Yeah. There he is.
1, 3.
Fucking the mower man himself. He was whacking the weeds, trimming the hedges and shit.
He got into poison sumac. You better be rubbing some lotion on that face before he gets into bed tonight.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
I'll take it when I go. You can clean clothes in the bathroom for your shower.
Probably not going to be on long. I got to get showered off.
We were meaning to talk to you about that.
I got into some sumac clearing fence line.
Yeah,
Always
Steve was
fun.
clearing some fence line today. Got in some poison sumac.
Hmm?
Yep.
You scratch your ass and regret that.
Oh boy.
No, it's all on my forehead.
You must have been doing a lot of thinking. Trying to wipe that sweat off your forehead.
Yep.
Been there.
I was
I'm lucky. I don't get that shit.
I don't get the ivy. I do get sumac, obviously. Apparently,
Yeah.
I've got it like 4 times this year already.
Well, I was pretending I was you today, Steve.
Or poison ivy.
I went over and mowed somebody's lawn for him. Friends of mine, the husband he works out of town a lot, and the wife, well, she can't really, some of the areas of the lawn she can't really physically push that darn mower into. So I was like, the heck with it, I'll go and do it, you know. And
Speaking of lawnmower, remember when I said out earlier?
so I went and played junior landscaper today myself, did some lawn mowing, some weed eating, scooped up a bunch of dog do.
You got me with the weed whacker!
Huh,
That's
damn.
what you was throwing a fucking stone at me. Angie.
This will be fun.
Hell, I did my yard today too, Cole.
Yeah.
Yep.
Angie.
We're having a birthday party here for my son this weekend, so I got the bounce house coming tomorrow, the water slide coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I had to have everything cut, taken care of. That way, when he shows up with that, I ain't got to go out there messing around with it.
Skits, I'm gonna pop you in the fucking nose. There's a celestial event. The moon. Go look at the moon. The event with the moon is happening. It's like,
Apparently, something's going on with the moon.
okay, again.
What's up, Joe?
Walk over.
This is Go Ask Alice.
Let me go see.
How come everyone is small?
Where's Joey at?
He's in chat. He sold his boat.
Hey, they say that's the second happiest day of a boat owner's life.
Boat ownership, they sell it.
The
That's
day
right.
you buy it, the day you sell it. Like I said, I used to work at a dealership, so I heard that. I heard that a lot. Hell, depending on how much you're going to use one, like down here, there's no sense in buying one if you're not going to take it out every weekend. You're better off to just go rent one.
You know, I know a guy that's got a 20-foot sailboat. He's in it every single weekend. It's in the marina. He's paying mortgage. He's like,
Yeah.
you know what? I can't live aboard it because of the laws in King County, the county we live in. He said, however, I can go down there every weekend and just hang out on my boat. You know, I can't live there, but I can hang out every weekend there. So he just does that.
I love houseboats.
Yeah.
Like we know people. Well, I know people that jump in the spring, will go down the Mississippi, and then come back up, like and land in the fall and back in Wisconsin. Like they go down to Louisiana and then back up to Wisconsin
Hmm.
and park their boat
Throw a fucking trash bag.
for the winter.
I said to the trash.
Work in the river. I don't know what the fuck they do for money. I guess catfishing, selling catfish, running hoop nets, bank poles.
I enjoy the water sports without fishing.
Yeah. I can't hardly get near a mud pond without wanting to break out my fishing pole. I'm stupid about fishing.
As long as I can
I'm
fish off
calling.
in the water, I'm happy.
On the way I'm going and my body's going, I'm not gonna make the fucking tires this one. But you sure the heck are.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, we lived near this tiny creek, and in the creek there's
What's up, Ross?
there was a stick or something that was always catching my gear when I go fishing. So I throw my gear in this little creek with a bobber on it. Every time I see my bobber dip in the same place, my little 9-10-year-old mind says you're getting a bite from the fish. So I go up and down to everybody that there's fish in that creek. Nobody believed me. But yeah, I was convinced there was a fish in the leak. That little tiny creek.
She's dying.
What's up, Angie?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Peter Coronado.
She said, "Hi, Jericho."
I'll watch till 8 o'clock. I'm so hot.
No worries, no worries, no worries.
Yeah.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Oh, I love your new refrigerator.
I know, right?
It's better than the other one.
Yeah, it is.
Well, they go
It actually
that
freezes the
ancient,
food.
Yes, it's hot.
unless it's a new reference.
Peter got to go home, or had to go home this week to Wyoming. Took a rather,
Alex farted next to a car set on fire.
Oh, hey, sorry. Sorry.
Man, that car was.
I'll
I
bring
telling
it.
her there were once.
Thanks,
In
Yeah, I'll bring
That car was bad.
the fridge.
It was a nice car.
It's
Yeah.
always good.
Mhm.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, this time.
Who's going fly hunting? She's going fly hunting.
One of them. Is it you in on there?
It's okay. I got one for you. It's on board.
Steven to have music.
This thing's badass, dude. Lemonade.
Mhm. So we're 8 minutes away from 7:10.
That backyard where we're working at is looking good. We're done with it.
Hey Jericho, could you show that little 710 thing you got again? What's that? Peter, look at this. There you go.
Oh yeah.
710.
Earl.
Hey, Jericho.
Thanks.
They make some good bud.
Yep.
710 Labs. They make some really good bud.
Oh, I have to do that tomorrow. I just couldn't get there. I forgot about Christmas first, and I was like, oh. Sorry, I give you the money that I gave you that card back.
Put that in the freezer. That's what you need right now.
I'm here right now, man.
Okay.
So here you go, Cole. Here you go, Cole.
Mama wants you.
She's on the way, Jericho. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, we're 6 minutes away.
You can't get the gun then?
Everybody get your dabs ready.
Got a little countdown going on, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I had an alarm set. What are you talking about?
I've been doing my dabs.
I've been doing
I've
warm
got my Dynavap dab rig right here.
I've been doing warm-ups all afternoon. Just cause
All that's on now.
of the date.
Yeah, I talked to Cole earlier. I'm gonna hear. I'll play it again because if you guys missed it, but we redid the intro.
Chilling in the garden where the green leaves grow. Catch a vibe so smooth, feel the peace overflow. From the mountains to the sea, take a token, feel free. In the Cannabis Network, that's where happiness be. Blazing trails with friends dancing in the twilight. Smoke rings right high under the pale moonlight. Every puff a new story, feel the world align. In the Cannabis Network, let your spirit shine. Come on, join the crew where the good times flow. In the Cannabis Network, we all take it slow. Feel the rhythm of the beat, feel the love and glow. In the Cannabis Network, let your worries go. From the desert to the snow, we light up the days. Laughing in the moment, letting stress fade away. Cannabis Connect, the bonds we create. In the Cannabis Network, we elevate. Leaves of green bring scenes serene. Life becomes a colorful dream. Inhale the peace, exhale the strife. Cannabis Network, give me life. Come on, join the crew where the good times flow. In the Cannabis Network, we all take it slow. Feel the rhythm of the beat, feel the love and glow. In the Cannabis Network, let your worries go.
Last live.
Fancy schmancy.
There you go, fish and gold.
Last live it was growing.
Round 2. Taking a dab hit.
I was just wondering it was that one last. Jericho, your last live you did still had the growing with Stoner Steve.
It was on there, but
Bong. Yeah, it was the same logo last live.
no, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. I would have sworn it was the same logo last live.
It was my dive logo. My dive
I'm sure
recovery
the
logo.
last live that he did last earlier this week was the same fucking logo.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Was it my dive logo or was it my stoner logo?
It was the Stoner logo earlier this week. If you rewind watch the last live that he did, it was not your dive logo. It was the Stoner
It
logo.
could have been this one. Well, no, because at the end I played 2 different ones. So at the outro I play a different one.
Fast.
Huh?
I'm just kidding. Taking milk.
Smooth. That's the one you need to fill that. It's got a blue tip on it.
Hey, that's the TV.
Touching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You don't need to be watching that crap.
Still charged if you want to use that.
Okay, we're about a minute and a half, I think. I have my alarm set for 7:10.
Otherwise, your torch is in your thing.
I tried not to burn myself. I'm already talking. I'm trying to get high.
And this little anime character on there is called. What's it called? Anime titty what? Anime titty milk.
So what's the word? Oil.
7:10 in about less than 1 minute.
I like their damn bud. 710 Labs out of Michigan.
They use live soil for their fucking growth here, baby. Their shit's expensive, but fucking worth every penny of it.
Yeah, Joe, you gotta come up here.
Joe, get your ass upstairs, up here.
You
Right?
gotta have these, Daddy. You gotta show yourself off.
Good, you heating up your banger. Here it is. 7:10.
There you go.
What kind of an alarm was that? Was that on your phone or was that on That
So
sounded like one of them old bedside alarm clock radios from back in the
So we
day.
hit it with this quick.
it's why it
I don't
wakes
know
me
if
up.
I'm missing.
I still got one. And it still
Oh,
works.
Eagle's like, I'm talking to myself in chat.
Hurry up, Peter. You're still at 7:10.
Mark just texted me.
I don't know what you're talking about, Joe.
What's Joe talking about?
I don't know what he's talking about. But I tell you what, that's some delicious stuff.
I've told you over and over. I'm gonna tell my daughter if she don't shut the heck up.
Hang your bio jokes for a second.
I tell you, when this stuff's done with, I'm gonna be done with. I think I want to switch to the. I want to get some crumble.
I like shatter.
Shadows are good.
I like that sugar rosin.
I'd go for a slab of that shatter.
Crumble's awesome too, as long as they've been let dried out and had the terpene profile destroyed on it. But a lot of times, you know what I mean? Like, I want that fucking butter. I want that shit straight off the floor. I want all the, the good terpenes. I don't want it run through a damn CO2 press and motherfucker not know what they're doing and blasting it so fucking cold and fast. They're just destroying the profile on it.
Every time you open this up, it smells like pineapple.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I love it.
Victoria was talking. Leave him alone. They were talking about.
But I mean, to each his own. Everybody's got their own way that they like.
Or
Same way with bud. Everybody's got their own bud, preference.
and they both look over. I'm like,
Oh, cool. My headphones. Where are they? Oh, they're at the shoulder.
Yeah, the panel of stoners is missing a
Need
stoner.
to, need,
Joe.
need to find some damn apple fritter, Jericho. Like some good fucking apple fritter. And that's not easy to do.
A panel of sonars.
Do what?
Joey says we're a panel of sonars. We would be if he was up here.
Yeah, it'd be a full panel. Joey. Research that.
Joey said you can all go to hell tonight.
Mm. I resemble that last remark, sir.
The old goat sold his boat. The old goat sold his boat. Hey, that kind of rhymed. The old goat sold his boat.
You're a poet.
Right. It's fucking tongue twister. It can still float. Did you ever get it started? That's the question.
Dude, that ain't for him to worry about no more.
Hot all the time. So that's back to being freezing all the time.
Somebody told
Yeah,
me
but I'll keep you warm.
Nothing rhymes with.
Orange.
What's that?
They say nothing rhymes with orange.
No, it doesn't. Nothing doesn't rhyme with orange.
Exactly.
Oh, dude.
Who's got airplanes, bud?
Yes. That's what that means. Very.
Surprise. Gas mask?
Shit, I was just flipping through the damn Netflix and Smokey and the Bandit popped up talking about leaving soon.
Oh, hey.
So that is now what we are watching.
Eastbound and down.
That's right. Little Snowman and the Bandit.
Oh yeah.
Shane is in some batter creme brulee.
That's funny. Your elbow lined up with your elbow.
My what?
Lift your arm up. It's perfect. Your elbow's lining up with your elbow.
Is this the same circle?
Jericho, have you looked into the hemp ban that they're trying to do anymore?
Yeah, that's just pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's what I heard the last couple days. I don't think it'll happen.
You mean in Texas?
No, nationwide.
So no
No,
more THCA?
Texas backed off.
Texas said we're sorry.
Yeah, they didn't. Texas didn't want to pay everybody because that class action lawsuit they'd be getting right there after. So that's why they're trying to get them to do it on a federal level. We'll see. It'll be a big hit for the industry, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Such is life.
Right?
That's the thing about being in the cannabis industry. You know that it's subject to change, and it can change far past what you could ever expect. I mean, it's the government we're dealing with. I mean, they ain't going to do things that are within the best interest of us. It's what they feel is in the best interest of them.
I got straight eye.
With a good old marijuana cough.
You start
You know
coughing,
what?
everybody goes to smoking.
You don't get off if you don't cough.
That's right.
Hey Marcy, I was seeing some videos online about
Oh, Marcy.
little houses being fucking taken
Yeah.
down by the water.
I've seen that, yeah.
That's
Marcy, it's
crazy.
horrible news to hear that they have a flash flood lookout through Saturday.
Is that better?
I hear that
I don't know.
dog.
Here's the dog in stereo.
Yeah. I hear it outside and then I come through on the
Yeah, that's the
Computer.
Toto.
All right, good night, Jack.
All right, Jack. Have a good night.
If Jack was on a horse, he couldn't get off. And you helped Jack off.
Time is it? 10:20. Independent Friday tomorrow. Watch off.
Well, apparently today in marijuana news, if anybody's interested in anything going on there in that regard, the
Oh, you want me to play the? Hold on, you want me to play the news?
oh, do you have a news thing?
Here you go. So then, here you go. Ready?
Yeah. 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 Headlines flashing, laws are clashing. Hood Billy life where the truth is splashing. From state to state, debates relate. Cannabis news, ain't no time to wait. Cannabis sue and networks on the case, keeping up the pace with news and views and a smoking embrace. From growing trends to market bends, Hood Billy's here where the story transcends. Legislators talking, regulations stalking, new strains popping, folks are flocking, dispensaries buzzing, profits are fusing, Hood Billy's blazing, always amazing.
Alrighty, today in marijuana news, breaking regarding the ongoing ICE and Border Patrol raid at a marijuana farm in Camarillo. 3 senior federal officials tell me that the DHS has a criminal judicial search warrant signed off on by a federal judge for 8 USC 1324 harboring of illegal aliens. I'm told let's see here. The article continues. I'm told the operation is ongoing and will likely result in hundreds of arrests when the dust settles, making it potentially one of the largest single operations we've seen during the Trump administration. I'm told HSI obtained evidence that Glasshouse Farms is employing illegal aliens. They went to a federal judge, and the judge signed a warrant for them to go in. So apparently, having a large marijuana operation is okay, Camarillo. However, don't hire people that aren't allowed to work in the United States, I guess.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. They said that might end up in hundreds of arrests. So no matter which way you look at it, that's I don't know, man. A marijuana farm. I mean, come on.
I remember when they had the meat plant up in Postville, Iowa.
Yeah.
It was Russians and like there was Mexicans, Russians, and then like there was there were Africans, a variety like Kenyan and I think some South Africans and I don't know, but ICE came and they took a whole bunch of people.
Oh man,
like a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
And hold on, Joe, I'll send you a new link. But it was nuts. Like there was people that were freaking out because their kids were in school.
Mm-hmm.
And I said when the kids found out, kids ran out of school.
Yeah.
Well, like there was raids at the plant, raids at the school. They kind of did a simultaneous type deal. Well, some people got away.
Yeah.
Well, some kids got away, some parents got away, but not all of the same. So what happens if like some kids got away, but their parents didn't?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's one of the things that I was like, well, what the fuck? What do they do?
What do they do with that?
Yeah. That's fucking tough right there. What the fuck?
It
do you
is.
do? I mean,
It's a tough situation, man.
well, there's a lot of people that are coming over there, man. They're just trying to find a better life. They're not trying to make ripples in the pond. They embrace our culture. Those are the people that I don't have a problem with.
It's the one with 8, Joe.
It's the ones that want to come over here and act like, how can you act like a place is horrible when they give you a peaceful place to live?
You come here and burn our flag.
Yeah, it's not cool. Not cool. But there's a lot of I worked in the landscaping and tree cutting business for 20 years. You know what I mean? Like Hell, if you didn't have Mexicans, you wouldn't get shit done.
Mhm.
Everybody white that shows up is either on drugs or a fucking heavy alcoholic. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just in the tree cutting industry. I mean, it's starting to change now. You're starting to get a lot of fresh blood in there, and they tend to have a lot less issues. I've
Yeah.
noticed, but man, there years ago, if you could find a sober tree worker, you had
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You had something, especially if they were worth a shit.
Yeah.
Shows up on
You know, I
time,
was
ready
ha-
to work. Go ahead.
I was talking with a friend of mine that lives in apple and cherry country. There's a bunch of orchards. You grow apples, cherries, what like. And they're more than half their workers are gone now. They returned to Mexico on their own. They said before they come get us, we're just gonna go back. And so now they can't. And they thought they were going to be able to come back across as workers, as migrant workers. Well, they're only letting about 250 people a day across the border. Well, that doesn't let the 15,000 they need up here in Washington to be working the orchards, so that you in North Carolina, when you buy a Washington apple, it doesn't cost you $4.50 an apple.
Yep.
Because they got to hire locals, then they got to pay minimum wage to everybody. Then they've got, you know what I'm saying? It goes on, you know.
Yeah, it's a fuck situation, but I mean, we also can't open up the floodgate or the expressway like we've seen
No,
in
you
the last
can't.
4 years.
You can't have like that.
And here's the thing about it, you know, it probably wouldn't have been nearly as bad if there wasn't places emptying their damn prisons and sending the worst of the worst this way.
Yeah.
You know, if we were just getting the people that really are seeking a better life for their family, I got Latino family. I got black family. I got Latino family. I mean,
Mhm.
good people's good people. They come in all skin colors.
Mhm.
We got shit white people, shit black people, shit Latino. I mean, every culture has its own shitty people.
Oh yeah,
Just
exactly.
like ours does.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, these guys that work doing the landscape and stuff, you know, for my best buddy, and they're all good guys. You know.
You know, I had somebody accuse me of being a racist one time, and I just kind of laughed about it because, well, two of my kids are Japanese, half Japanese. Two of my nephews are African. Literally, they're African Americans. Their father's from Africa. They're the first generation here in America. Let me see what else we have. We have my last girlfriend was Latina. My last living girlfriend, actually, or, you know, real girlfriend, who was Latina.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so when that person was accusing me of racism, I was like, "How does that work?"
This is his last real girlfriend, because the one before that was imaginary, and the one before that was a blow-up doll.
Sorry about that.
They don't talk back.
I got a flat plastic woman. I got a flat plastic woman. No,
I had a damn ingrown toenail that was fucking killing me.
so you killed it back?
Yeah, we killed it back.
Hmm.
It was growing. The side of my toenail was growing in like a hook into my toe.
Yep.
Like you ain't got toenails, Steve. You got fucking talons.
Yeah.
Fly
That's
over
like
the
Charlie. Toenail curls over the end of the fucking flip-flop and scrapes the concrete.
Oh no, mine ain't like that. I'm talking about like where it grows. Say this was my toenail here. On the side right here is got a hook that's hooking into my toe.
Yeah.
You're looking at it, it looks normal, but yeah.
Steve, don't you put your fucking foot up there.
Are you playing chess?
If I didn't, I lose my streak.
See,
God damn it, Steve.
His sidewalk slappers. This ain't cavemansidewalkslappers.com.
Right. You know, some weirdo just went, "Ooh." Do that again.
It could be that motherfucker sits in his bubble bath eating damn Cheetos watching the show. That's all I'm
All
gonna say.
right, my vital addiction. You watching?
I
You still in your bubble bath? If Scuba Steve sidewalk slappers brown chicken wow wow brown
Boy,
chicken wow wow.
that's the shit nightmares are made of.
Motherfucker. Joe, did that link work? I sent another link.
I assume it
It's
did
the one
because
with
it
the
ain't
8.
popped up.
I can email it to you, Joseph.
Son of a bitch. The shit that gets brought up on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Well, I was having a discussion with a friend of mine earlier who sees
We
things
stay serious
politically
when we have to be.
than I do.
Hold on. One at a time now. What was that? No.
I was having a discussion with a friend of mine who sees things differently politically than I
I
do.
deleted it because it wants you to pay money.
And
Oh.
he has his views, and I don't know where he gets his news, but sure as heck in the same place I do. But at any rate, he has his views and his facts and whatever, and then I have mine. And I when he gets on his rant, I just listen to it. Okay, yeah. But if I would dare say something against the former administrations which have screwed up our country, oh man, that's no, you can't do that. But I don't mind. I don't got to agree with somebody politically to be their friend.
That's
You know.
exactly right. Now it sucks for a person to be able to berate you on what they think they know, and then you can't say anything back. But I got like 3 of my best buddies are pretty hardcore Democrats, and
Mhm.
we definitely don't see eye to eye politically, but we all do a pretty good job of avoiding the things we don't agree upon.
Yeah,
I've stated
exactly.
my position on things, and they've stated theirs, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to what they believe in. That's fine. And they're 3 of the best peoples that I know. You know what I mean? Like, these guys have all been friends of mine for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to stop being friends with you because we don't see eye to eye politically.
Yeah, that's silly.
So many people do
you-
that, Dad.
It's like I made a
It
comment
does happen.
earlier. I made a comment earlier about burning the flag. However, I will defend somebody's right to be able to burn the flag in America. That's what makes us America. In our country, you can burn the flag in public as a sign of protest, and you have that First Amendment right to do so. It's the law, whether I like it or not. So would I assault somebody for doing that? No. Would I try to go grab the flag and pull out the flame? I sure would. And then if somebody put their hands on me, now that's a different story. But
Yep.
no, it's just but I do support everybody's right to protest and everybody's right to peaceful protest, though.
Absolutely. I don't like. I don't know. I don't really like to discuss my opinions on things really. Just because I don't care to argue with nobody over things. To be honest with you.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
I have far too many things to be concerned with in my life beyond beyond politics being something that don't make a shit what I think. That has no fucking bearing on what the world's going to be like and what's going to happen over there.
No matter what
I
you
just
think.
do. I do me. I'm a good person. If you're good to me, I'm good to you. I don't advise otherwise, but if
Yeah,
you're good people, you'll never have a problem with me.
that's right.
I mean, I get along with Jericho, and he is a huge asshole.
Could you
I
imagine?
am.
Mhm.
He's gotten better, kind.
I've never had a problem with him. We've never had an issue.
Mhm.
I've cussed out one person, but like he deserved it.
He had lots of warnings from what I was told.
And then he lied.
Did do that. Which is
He
neither here
basically
nor
called you a liar. I mean, which was funny. Kyle don't lie.
there. I got no reason to.
But anyway,
So I'll tell you about a little boy who did, though. Little Jimmy. Little Jimmy told big lies. So big that they just were embarrassing to listen to because they were such horrible little lies. But one day, the teacher got so upset about Jimmy telling his little lies in school because it would upset the whole class when he tell them. Because he tell them out loud to the whole class.
Yep.
She went down to the principal and she said, "What am I going to do?" He said, "I'll tell you what you do. Next time he comes to class and tells you a big story, you send him my way, and I'll tell him an even bigger lie, and you'll see how embarrassing it sounds to even listen to, and he'll knock it off." She goes, "Okay, let's do that." So the very next day, little Jimmy comes to school, and he's half an hour late. "Jimmy, why are you late for school?" "Well,
I emailed Joe the
to
fuck.
be honest with the teacher," he says, I headed out an hour early for school. And when I was walking to school, I found a little piece of kite string about 4 feet long and a paper clip. And I twisted that paper clip around to an old hook shape, And I dug a worm out with my toe and I put that worm on the hook and I dabbled it out in the little ditch beside the road there. And wouldn't you know it, I caught a 250-pound king salmon. And by the time I fought salmon up and down the edge of that ditch, and got it up on shore, and I got it home, and Mom and I got it cleaned and put in the freezer. Well, here I am late for school. Teacher says, "Jimmy, that's the worst lie I've heard you tell. I want you to go tell it to the principal." So Jimmy trudges down to the principal's office and tells him the story in its entirety. And the principal says, "Jimmy, I can understand why you're late, because I was late this morning too, He says, "I walked to school." Oops, my other line's going up. I better shut that off.
Damn it, Colt.
I know.
Right in the middle of the story.
Right in the middle of the story. No, he said, "Jimmy, I'll tell you, I was late to school this morning myself because I walked to school. And as I was walking to school, I was cutting through that little park. And about halfway through the park, from behind this little tiny bush, comes this 2,500-pound Kodiak bear. This bear was coming to eat me and would have killed me. And just, I don't know what I would have done, except for this little tiny 8-pound Chihuahua dog comes shooting across the park there. And that little teeny tiny dog grabbed that bear, wrestled it around on the ground, killed it. And then that little dog ate that entire bear. None of the bear, not even a drop of blood left. That little tiny dog ate that old bear." Jimmy looks him square in the eye and says, "I know it. That's my dog. That's the second this week." It's a long way to go to just tell you the first liar's always got a chance.
Nah, he was just he lied to Jericho because he was scared of Jericho when he come out there and asked him what he was doing. Jericho went out there and yelled at him.
Oh,
It's not a touchscreen.
there's
About
Joe.
time.
What's up, Joe?
I couldn't get the link to work.
Okay.
That was a you issue because everybody else got it to work.
No, because when you texted it to me, it looked like GGG and it was QGQ.
Oh.
Oh,
What is this actually?
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you were typing it over to the laptop from your phone.
did you yeah.
Oh,
So I emailed it to you so you just could fucking click it right in.
Well, I didn't do that. I could read it correctly on the email.
Hmm.
I'm on my laptop. I'm not on the phone.
Right. So that's why I just emailed it to you.
so Jericho sent you the wrong link.
No, it just looks different in the mobile typeface.
In the font.
It was
Yeah,
cut
the
off
font.
at the bottom, so you couldn't tell if the G was a Q or the Q was a G.
Come on, Jericho.
So you had a GQ problem.
A GQ
Joe,
problem.
Yeah.
Joe, you could file a grievance with the union.
It's already done. What are you kidding me? I don't fool around.
Get $75 I gotta give you now?
What?
Let's see my,
I'll tell you
let's
what.
see my union rep.
One tomorrow. Tomorrow. Oh.
Hello, Marcy. How are you? I hear you having problems down there in Texas. We're sorry to hear that, man.
North New Mexico.
New Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it.
She's in Roswell.
That's surprising. Where they're getting so. Do they usually get that amount of rain or what?
Sometimes.
Wow. Or can we cue that up to global warming? What do you say? Let's get into another political hassle.
Oh shit!
No, I think this one's the fucking salting. The cloud salting. Yeah. Joe, I'm hired in fucking shit. I'm telling you.
Really?
Man,
I'm tired. I got up early. I got up I promised my wife.
I've been getting up like a senior citizen, early as the ass crack of fucking dawn every day. I don't know why.
I'm a
Just
senior citizen. I
eating
usually
healthy,
don't
living
wake up till
healthy.
11.
Joe,
That's
my
because
milk
you
till
live like a teenager.
I got up at 8:30 this morning because I promised the wife I was gonna power wash the front of the house. So before it gets really hot, I like to get things. If I'm gonna do things, that's when I do them. So I've been running around, and then the kids down the block they've been asking Luann for 2 years now if they can buy my boat, and she finally told them that she's telling me I should get rid of the boat because I don't take it out. So she told them, yeah, Joe's ready to sell it. So they can't. She actually sold the boat. I got to tell I got to tell Charlie that I sold the boat. It's half his. But we'll see.
The executive decision has been made.
Yeah.
Well, you see, me and him went 50-50 on the boat when we bought it.
Mhm.
But he didn't have the cash. So I fronted the cash. And he never paid me for it. So it's legally my boat.
Yeah, yeah.
So I made the executive decision to sell it
Yeah.
because we weren't using it.
If it's not going to get used, there's no sense in sitting there going to shit.
I filled it up with gas, brand new 93 octane gas last year, and I never got around to. It's got the same gas in it this year, So we got the thing to turn over, but it was running on ether. I told them get new gas, and it should have no problem running. But the kids were happy. They're two teenage kids, 17, 18 brothers, and they love to, work on shit like that. So they want to go play in the river and go skiing and partying with the boat. They get away with a cheap boat. More power to them. They get a year or two out of it.
You was gonna go get some strippers one day, and then I was expecting a live stream with you and Charlie and some strippers, and it never fucking happened. I'm like, I'm waiting for this fucking live stream with Joe and some fucking strippers. It never happened, and then it was gonna happen again. Next year, Joe and some strippers. Never boats and
I'm
hoes.
never gonna hear this
Boats and
story.
hoes. It never
Boats
fucking
and
happened
hoes.
again.
I'm never going to hear the end of this story because I put an extra P in striping.
I was waiting and
Well.
waiting and waiting. I was all excited. Like Joe,
there's
I
nothing
bet
wrong.
Joe knows where the really good strippers are.
Joe, there's nothing wrong with you living the way you live. Don't you
I
let
have-
Jericho make you feel bad for it.
No, I'm saying I was excited because I bet, being fucking Joey from the Bronx, I bet this old motherfucker knows where the really good strippers are.
No,
And he's going to take these bitches on a boat. Right? I bet you. And
I don't
no,
judge.
no video, no live stream, no shorts, nothing.
Nada. Not a damn thing.
Not a damn
Yeah.
thing.
Now, see, down here on
Nothing.
Lake Norman, we have Ric Flair, the wrestler, lives on Lake Norman down here. Or used to.
Mhm.
And back in the 90s, he was notorious for coming into the damn bars.
Oh, he
and
must not have
places to
been
get
connected
gas.
to it then. That must have been the problem.
And
It
he
must have
had-
been connected to the other one.
He always had a damn boatload of women with him. And
Who that?
sometimes they, Ric
Ric
Flair,
Flair?
the wrestler.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes the women would have their tops on, sometimes they would not. Pulling into the damn bars to get gas on the boat. That was
Excuse me.
back when I was working down there on the lake.
They want to get that full even suntan.
That's exactly right. Try not to get no tan lines. I never heard of anybody complaining about it. Nobody ever said anything.
What's there to
about it.
complain about?
I don't see it. I didn't ever see a problem with it.
Well,
Like I
now
said, that
Every
man-
man on the boat didn't have a shirt on either.
hey, that man's legendary status. You know what I mean? Like, he rode in there. Nobody had nothing to say to him besides, "What can we do for you?" and "Thank you for your business."
oh goodness, so marijuana. We love us some weed.
Look, I got Jessica on a stick.
You have the stick. Where's the tie part? You out of the wrong country.
Now you have an alien on a stick.
Alien on a stick.
Right?
Alien.
Here, Joe. We'll tie this to the stick,
Ooh, make it some tie stick.
right? Man, I wish I could get a better shot of that. I wish I had a little somebody could like zoom in on that. But it's a very frosty bud. Very here.
Remember the other day? What was it? Tuesday? I was telling you a
What's the strike?
story about that when we went down to cop that bag and we were
Yeah.
smoking that shit. The guy got picked up.
Mhm.
That was angel dust.
Yeah, angel dust. Yeah.
Angel dust. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're on some weird shit.
I don't know if that's formaldehyde or not, but
Oh no,
that's a
angel
whole
dust.
nother-
That's a whole
that's
other
a whole nother
motherfucking.
Yeah, that's
P.
yeah, it wasn't that formaldehyde stuff. It was angel.
hell
That's
no.
another. That's another. What the fuck? That's being in the chicken coop with your shirt. That's what the fuck's wrong with you?
That's right. That's PCP.
I don't even play with. I'm not even playing around with that one.
Hell no.
No.
That's out of my fucking league right there.
I didn't even know when I was driving,
Mhm.
but I'm still.
I'm still, hey, you guys.
That worked out just perfect.
Yes, it did.
Joe, that's one of those ones where you're like, where you got a chicken chasing you around the yard and shit. Like, you're seeing aliens and shit.
On angel dust.
Yeah. You got superpowers. You think you can fucking fly and shit
Tell me about it.
with that wet? Those now fucking talking about the fucking other shit we were talking about. That's that shit where you're like
Mm-hmm.
just stuck like a fucking a dump on the couch, where you're just melting into the couch, drooling on yourself, with like a dummy.
That wet. Have you think you're Superman?
Yeah.
All right, now that we cleared that up,
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm about to nod out over here, man. I
you
can't
wait
even-
until you're ready to go to bed before you come up. What kind of
I-
shit is that?
I can't even reach over there and get my vape.
Hmm.
And it's right there. All right, I'll reach. I reached.
Here you go, Joe. Yeah. Now we're gonna see if this is the one with the other Stoner Steve outro.
Where'd he go?
Internet dropped out for the house. That
You're
thing
just
stuck
flipping.
out.
Oh.
Wait one of these. Thank you.
Oh, dude. You gotta slow down on that because it'll do 20 finger.
Yeah, everybody's good and stoned now. You can tell.
Good to do
Yep.
that right now.
Cole's getting ready to do his outro dab. Yeah, with that, we're gonna shoot it in the ass because Joe's ready to go backstage. Did it? You guys have a good one.
Later.
Happy 7/10. Later,
Ciao.
everybody.
Today is 7/10. Oh.
Hood Billy life, yeah, we fighting tonight. From the hood to the country, we're shining bright. Grinding and climbing, we're reaching for the sky. Hood Billy life, we're gonna fly. Born in the boondocks, and I wasn't a saint. Hung out under the stars, but I needed more than that. Hated where I came from, shit's changed so now I'm holding on to my roots, yet chasing my passion. I'm knocking on doors. Made moves in the streets, chilling in the hood, hustling and grinding, searching for no good. Made mistakes in my time, learned my lessons, now I'm wise. Striving for better, chasing my prize. Never giving up, even when times are tough. Cause now I'm on a mission, I'm gonna make it up. From the city lights to the country nights. A heart that's torn, but with a spirit that fights. A mix of cultures, a blend of styles. Hood Billy life, we're gonna make it loud. From the city lights to the country nights. A heart that's healed with a spirit that shines. Learning from mistakes, growing stronger. Hood Billy life, we're moving forward forever. Yo, born in the boondocks, and I wasn't a saint. Hung out under the stars. Born in the boondocks, and I wasn't a saint. Hung out under the stars, but I needed more than that. Hated where I came from, shit's changed though. Now I'm holding on to moves, yet chasing my roots, yet chasing my passion. I'm knocking on doors, made moves in the streets, chilling in the hood, hustling and grinding, searching for no good. Made mistakes, did my time, learned my lessons, now I'm wise. Striving for better, chasing my prize. Never giving up, even when times are tough. Cause now I'm on a mission, I'm gonna make it up. From the city lights to the country nights. A heart that's torn, but with a spirit that fights. A mix of cultures, a blend of styles. Hood Billy life, we're gonna make it loud. From the city lights to the country nights. A heart that's healed with a spirit that shines. Learning from mistakes, growing stronger. Hood Billy life, we're moving forward forever. Hood Billy life, we're moving forward forever. Hood Billy life, we're moving forward forever.